Okay. Okay, 70 Main Street. Not possible. How are you? You have my sketch, by any chance? Just want to explain that I'm doing a very tiny entry with a little head roof to the back of the stairwell. Okay.
Do you have any photos of the
Yeah. Yeah.
and where exactly it's going?
Right where the Velcro door is, that's where basically the new door is gonna be, with the shed roof.
By the window?
Yeah. Window's gonna get closed in, basically.
Do you have an overall photo of the rear of the house?
Oh, like a larger shot? No,
Yeah.
I do not. That's about all I have, actually, so I was trying to capture that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm flying completely blind other than the one-page drawing. I don't know which house this is, and we asked for pictures about a week and a half ago and didn't get anything. So I
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what we're really talking about other than the drawing. The
So you need
sketch.
better pictures, is that?
Yeah, I mean, I specifically had emailed Abigail, and I believe she forwarded it to you or to somebody else that applied, asking for pictures of the front of the house, any views from the
Might have
public
been the
right of
owner,
ways,
probably. Yeah,
zoomed out so we can get context of that building next to how it interacts with the
right.
surrounding buildings, etc.
Unfortunately, this is all I have for now. All right, can I see? Yeah. Right, you're talking about replacing the, that. Bulkheads are gonna come out, and I'm just gonna build on top of the stairwell that's currently there.
And close it.
As small as possible, just a door, so that he stays out of the weather to get down into the basement. Okay, and how high is this shed roof? Yeah, it's gonna be about almost 8 feet right to here. It's about 7'10" to the top of the header. Okay, and how does that meet the window?
The window, he said, is being filled
It's
in.
gonna be filled in. It's gonna become, actually, the highest part of the roof is gonna go right above the window. And then the shed roof, which is that point, and this shed roof will come down to the door header. Okay, so this is in the back of the house? Back of the house, yeah. Driveway's right here. And parking's like here, a couple of parking spots. And that's the back of the house. Corner's pretty much right here. I should have had better pictures for you. All right, 2x4 walls, yeah. What is that? What is on top of the 2x4s? Is it gonna be a double plate on top? I'm talking about in other words, when this thing is constructed, what are we gonna see? You're gonna see, well, siding on the walls. I brought a piece. You're gonna see that. Okay, that's painted. It matches the profile of what's there. Lime cedar. This is the roof thing. Just a basic architectural. All right, you have to understand that once we give our approval to something, it goes on to the building inspector who supervises of course, the installation of this. Yeah. And I don't think we have enough information here. I mean, where this is, for example, the fact that, the window, there's a window that is going away. Needs to be
Right.
indicated somehow, where this roof is with respect to the house. What's the relationship to this, the post that is, was that just a little,
That's just a brace, honestly. This post is supporting it,
okay,
so
but,
my wall's gonna be right. And above the window.
okay. And how about the brace? What happens with the brace?
I'm pretty much gonna just move it outside of my new wall. This is an extra, it doesn't really need that brace. This is supporting it very well.
All right, but what is that? I mean, it looks like a little,
What is that?
yeah,
It's just a little balcony for the second floor.
all right.
There's a door up there.
I mean, there's just so much information that is missing that I think that we can't really review it right now.
Okay,
I mean, why don't we, let's make a list of things that,
if you give me a list, I'll get whatever you
okay,
require, no problem.
okay, so one are photographs of the entire back of the house.
Kimberly wrote that and she's not attending, she's traveling.
Okay,
So it's this house, right? Todd just sent me this. I think it's this house. This is the front of the house?
Yes, that is the house, yeah. If it's
okay.
directly behind in the rear.
Elevations. And obviously, we're talking about sketches. 3 elevations,
Right,
right, front and the 2 sides,
well,
right?
of what I'm building,
Yeah,
okay. Front and sides. 2 sides.
okay, and we need all indication that the windows being filled in.
Okay.
And if you could, I know you have that photo, but if we could really see the cladding too, so we have a context.
Right,
Yeah, of the existing, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Photo. Existing.
And the window too, but that's sort of all part of it. The cladding. So,
all right, and 3, the samples of the siding, which you have,
Mhm,
and the roof,
which I have.
which you have.
Floor plan, so we understand how far out the extension, I guess the elevation. Yeah, maybe that's fine. Are there stairs? Is there a new back door?
It's existing stairs going down. When you open the Bilko doors.
So you're removing the Bilko door,
Right.
keeping the existing stairs that are now going to be somewhat exposed?
He actually wants to redo them stairs because they're kind of steep. They're just laid out terribly, honestly. Very uncomfortable getting down there.
So we should have some.
So I'll give you detail of that, of the rise and run, all that.
All right, and photo of the existing stairs.
Okay. And a drawing of the new proposed.
Yeah. Yeah, can we think of anything else?
Is there any details as far as benefits of the exterior?
I'll get them. It's gonna be pretty simple, honestly, just missing some trim boards.
For the structural element. Are these just exposed to that? that was proposed?
No, they're gonna be 2x4 walls, and I'm gonna trim them out.
They will be trimmed
They
down.
will be trimmed out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The corners,
Is that-
siding, the door trimmed out.
Yeah,
It's
that
gonna
would
be
be good.
completely weather tight.
So there's gonna be a door in the front.
Yes, door over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Door.
There's no longer stairs going down to the basement with the door below, you're saying?
There's going to be, yes, still going to be. But we're gonna redo the stairs, relay them out.
Okay, so the door wouldn't be visible in elevation, it would be below.
No, it's visible, right on the driveway.
In other words, it's gonna be, this little,
It's gonna be right here.
Do we need the
Open
door?
the door and you
details?
go down the stairs.
Oh, okay, yeah, so right. That's why we're talking about the siding, I was thinking we're like patching the siding for the window, but you're literally
Walls here, wall,
fully,
roof.
fully clad, it's not a
Yeah.
porch, it's a enclosed space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the door,
This is the roof, I don't know if you wanna.
With an addition.
Now, or bring it back.
bring it back.
Okay.
I guess the other question is there any electrical work, like lighting and stuff like that?
Could have an outside light, so, yes, at the door. I'll delineate that.
Yeah.
But that's probably all, maybe a light inside.
Well,
Inside the-
inside is not gonna be that much of a deal for us. We're really more interested in what was visible from the outside.
Okay. That's,
If you're buying a door, we should see a spec sheet for that.
yeah, I have the door here, but I'll get a cut sheet. Outside light location then, right?
Mhm.
And if you have the cut sheet for the light too, or whatever.
Yeah,
that would be good.
I can get
All of
that.
it.
Cut sheet.
any gutters, downspouts?
Good question. Never thought about that, to be honest with you.
Well,
It's so small.
it's small and, and realistically, if you don't have a gutter, you probably, the overhang on the roof should be far enough so that it doesn't drip into the door.
Mhm.
So, I think that's something that you need to work out as far as how you're planning on doing it.
Okay. I'll do that.
I mean, if you have a gutter, then I would say a liter spilling out someplace nearby so that it doesn't, flow into the the staircase going down.
Yeah. Maybe take it out here.
Yeah,
Is this a shared driveway condition? I don't know what the exact lot configuration is, but
It's not, I don't think so. I think it's only for 70. As far as I know, it's not my house.
I think there's a garage for the.
There is a garage for, but isn't that for 70?
No,
Um,
I think the garage is for the house, the blue house next door, I'm pretty sure.
so I see the
I
kids,
really don't know.
yeah, I see those kids running up and down that driveway, so I'm
Awesome.
assuming it's stairs or a shared driveway and not.
I think
But-
it's all in shop's driveway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
So maybe it is shared. I'm not aware of
I
it.
was just thinking about where the downspout is, so it should
Yeah.
just be, it should be, I think, considered as far as where,
You can take it out this way, which is the other way.
or just in general, just the idea that there's neighbors that are sharing that space.
okay.
Can I not put a gutter? Can I not put a gutter?
Yeah, you cannot put a gutter and,
Well, maybe
the only
I'll
thing
make
I
it
would suggest is that you have enough of an overhang
Yeah.
that, the water doesn't drip into your stairwell.
Okay, I got you. Let me go measure and,
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, you can work out. There's
yeah,
nothing fancy and
What material are they proposing the new stairs to be? Just out of curiosity.
going down,
Yeah.
concrete. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna just, maybe
Yeah.
dig some of them out, because some of them are like this high. It's just very hard getting down there.
The stairs?
the existing concrete. So they need to be relayed out and report.
Well, if that, so then you're rebuilding the steps.
The steps, yes, not the sides.
Okay,
Not the sides I'm gonna leave intact. I don't wanna disturb
all
them.
right, because,
Those are pretty solid and sound.
yeah, just keep in mind that if you do new stairs,
Mhm.
11-inch treads, 7-inch riser,
Okay.
7-11.
Yeah, it looks like this, if it was a hatch before and it's becoming enclosed, it could be egress stairs now, right? So it could be occupiable space with a switch changing CFO, et cetera. So there's a lot of code that needs to be considered for that to be a safe space.
Well, I'll give you a drawing of the layout of the stairs. That should,
Well, if you're rebuilding the stairs, then yeah, it should be part of your submission because ultimately it goes to the building inspector.
Okay.
7-11.
but that's not, it can be a little bit,
There's a range.
there's a range there.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll shoot for that.
Well, especially if there are egress stairs, 7-11 is in fact the standard now. I mean, it doesn't change, hasn't changed. Yeah, tread is 11-inch. And what you may wind up doing is, and you need to sort of take a look and see the impact that has on the stair itself. In other words, it may wind up pushing, the first step further out.
Sure.
Right.
I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And I will. 11-7, run by Scott. I think that should be good.
All right.
Okay. I'm doing my homework. Well, when's the next meeting?
Third
Third
Tuesday of
Tuesday of December.
Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Oh.
Tuesday, yeah.
see everything, and then
Okay,
you take the material the first week of the month?
First of the month. The
First
first
of
of,
the
yeah,
month,
the
okay.
materials are due the first of the month.
first of the
Just to
month,
get on the
December
agenda.
first materials.
Mhm.
How do I submit them?
With
Just bring them here?
Yeah.
But that's,
We
I
can leave
got them
it,
to you,
yeah.
yeah. December first, that's the deadline?
Yeah.
For materials, right?
Your
drawings
drawing,
for
yeah.
submission, yeah.
Well, these drawings don't need a stamp. Can I do these drawings?
There's nothing that uh, we don't enforce that. I mean, ultimately, what you may wind up doing is you may have to talk with them when you submit for a permit, because that's basically what you're
Yeah.
getting. You're gonna be submitting drawings to us. It'll then go to the building inspector and he's gonna issue a permit.
Yeah, I've already had that conversation, so,
Okay,
yeah, I got them. All righty. Well, thanks for your time,
all right.
and I'll get this all back to you. You're welcome.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Good night. Okay.
Hey, 20 Parrott Street, Joseph Luca.
Hi, I'm representing, Infinity Energy for him.
I'm sorry, but we can't hear you.
Sorry, I'll try and adjust something. Is this any better?
Yes.
Sorry about that. I'm representing Infinity Energy and, representing him.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Alex, sorry about that.
Chris. Okay. Um. Okay. So tell us, Alex, what are we doing?
Installing solar panels on the roof of the main house and on the garage. The main house, that would be the only thing visible from public view.
Where is the garage in the back?
Yep.
Um,
Oh, I see. Back, both there. Okay, anybody have any questions? Well, okay. So, Rush?
I guess mine is the regular question of conduit, where the conduit will be located. And how it will get up the side of the building and around and onto the roof.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Can you just explain where the conduit is going for the solar panels?
I'd have to double check. Hold on.
Is the connection, is there an external, what the hell is it called? Does the solar power reverse the flow of the meter? Or how was the electrical connection work with this?
It wouldn't reverse the flow of the meter or anything. But I thought this was, I mean, it just should work standard. Like it's not going to reverse the flow. The conduit, I believe, is going to be located on the side of the house, not visible to public
Okay,
view.
on which side of the house? Is that the yellow line that I see on the
Right,
side?
like yeah, I believe it'd be around there. Yes, beginning at the house.
Panel, will it presumably placed next to the, or terminate at the electrical panel beside it?
Typically, yes.
Do you know where that's located?
Um,
We just want to avoid conduit like running down the front face of the house, right? So usually.
yeah. I mean, it's not going to be running off the front of the house.
I know, we just need it located just to.
All right. Would it be possible for me to get back to you on that? I'm not. I thought this would just be about the aesthetics on the front. Off what I have here, I'm not 100% sure, honestly. But I know it's not going to be at the front.
So is the micro inverter and
Those are up by the panels, not visible, like sort of underneath the panels.
they're all what panels?
They're the micro inverters. I just included all that equipment to be thorough. Really, the panels are going to be the only thing visible. The micro inverters are sort of under each panel, but maybe I went a little overboard. Those were more for the purpose of the building inspector, but really the panels are going to be the only thing visible. The micro inverter is sort of located underneath the panel, not visible to the human eye.
Underneath what, the solar panels?
Yeah. There's one for each of them.
Okay, so then how about the combiner?
The combiner panel, that would be located, I believe, side of the house, close to that yellow line that you're seeing that we referenced before.
Do you have any information on the structural attachment to the roof?
Well, that was all, I believe, I have that all referenced in the information for the building permit. I already gave to them. I didn't know if I'd have to bring that to this meeting, as I thought it was all more about aesthetics. But we have a load letter stating that the roof is structurally sound to hold the panels.
How far off the roof plane is the top of the panel?
I mean, again, I'd have to reference that. I thought this was more about the aesthetics. I'd given all that information to the building inspector.
Some of these questions, I know they might seem aesthetic, but they, old panels used to be quite high off the roof, right? The
Oh,
roof is getting lower.
they're not that high. I would need to double check all that information, but I didn't bring it with me because I thought it was more about the location of the panels and everything, but they're not going to be that high off the roof. And all that information is included in the building permit packet. I just didn't bring that with me. I thought it was um, the information you requested for the historical review board that I need. Just
All
the
right.
photos and such.
Okay, so what you're telling us is that it's not reversing the flow of the electric meter.
Right.
And I see that it's got a battery, so that's what the solar panels charge.
It does not have a battery. It does not have a battery. That would be a different. I mean, I let me double check that, but I don't believe this one has a battery. That combiner panel is not a battery.
Yeah, that's the same panel that we have, and that just sends it back to the grid.
Right.
So where's it going?
Back
Yeah.
to the grid.
Yeah, like, so where's this going on the facade of the
Yeah,
building?
no. So that's one. Should we start to just itemize quickly what we'll need? Would it be helpful at this point to just itemize the open items that we would need from him?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand the system that you guys are proposing. It doesn't have a battery and it doesn't reverse.
No, so it does slightly it offsets. It will offset whatever energy they use.
It's a calculation done by the power company.
Yeah, it's not necessarily always rolling it back, but maybe we're only offsetting a certain amount of the energy. So maybe it's not necessarily rolling the meter back, but I believe in this case we're only off putting a certain amount of energy, and then he has to pay however much he's still using of the, um, energy company's energy.
So it's a financial offset, all of the
Right.
power
Yes.
out
Yeah.
going.
Okay. What if we get them to tell us what pieces of equipment we're actually going to see? I mean, I don't know if we need to have them resubmit just to identify the things which are going to be mounted on the outside. Now, I guess my question is that where is this combiner going to be located?
I would really have to. I'd have to be completely thorough, double check, but I do believe that on this photo it is where that like the yellow line sort of begins from the house that sort of goes to the garage. I believe it's at that first point.
Okay, but
How
how
at
is,
the back right of the house where it really wouldn't be visible from public view.
well, you've got the yellow line is right down the driveway, so I would assume that that would be very visible to anybody walking down the sidewalk. And the question really is that you've got the yellow line going,
I'll have to. Yeah. Sorry.
you've got the yellow line going across the courtyard. Is that, I mean, is it above ground, below
No,
ground?
that's going to be below ground.
Okay.
Hmm.
I wonder, I mean, feel like we've seen a lot of these at this point, and they're all pretty similar. If there's a way, to your point, to not have them come back next month to provisionally approve with open items that he has to submit before he gets the certificate of appropriateness, and we can list what those would be, and as long as the locations of those are consistent with what we previously approved, then we can move forward.
Well, I guess we have the information on panel, right?
Yes.
The panel itself, We don't have the height offset, we don't have the conduit runs, we don't have the electrical panel location where the combiner will be connected to, other than that,
That,
conduit is below ground, we can just annotate that on our drawing if that's what you're saying. And I think we're basically there.
I could submit that all to you first thing in the morning. I apologize. I thought since I had submitted that with the building permit packet that perhaps it was available. I should have had that with me. I'm not really familiar with these boards. It's my first historical one, at least.
No worries. Yeah, we've done enough of these now that hopefully we can
Yeah.
help streamline it for you.
Okay.
So now, the power,
Hold up. Like a whole bunch of drawings here.
Sorry, I have
That's
the
okay.
building
Yeah.
permit file.
Okay, this may help. Hang on.
Thank you. I wish I had it on me.
Right there. Yeah, I can go to this one.
okay, and it locates all, existing exterior utility meter.
Well, but
That's ultimately what we're tying into, right?
Right.
Diagram. So we will- Mhm. Improving on those locations, right? That got somewhere.
And I guess as far as the garage, it's only on one end as opposed to two. Does it have the, so there's the mounting on the roof.
That's just
4
insurance.
3/16 and 7/16. Okay, I think with the whole package, at least, did you submit a electronic version of this package?
That I wouldn't 100% remember because I submitted that one a while ago, and then got referred to the historical board. I'm not 100% sure on that.
All right, because the thing is that I have to extract certain sheets and put together a package for us from this. So the roof access. All right, so the red is actually just a walking surface,
For
So-
like fire safety. Yeah.
right, so that they can
Right.
deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess the question.
Yeah.
So the 1-inch PVC conduit run is below grade?
I'm sorry. Would you say that again?
Yeah, it says 18 inches below grade.
Yeah,
That's the conduit run between the garage and the main house.
yes.
Do we have any other questions?
I don't think so. I was hoping to get on the internet to just look at the elevation of the house from street views, the side elevation. But I think even if I don't love it, it's maybe what it is. It's where the panel is. No, I don't.
Yeah, I think
Really
we're in
good.
this one electrical.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Any questions, Lauren?
I don't think so.
Okay, do I have a motion concerning this application
Through the application.
I'll second that.
as submitted?
Putting it in.
As submitted to the building inspector, okay. Check to see if you have submitted an electronic version, if not, if you could send it to,
Okay.
you know, so that I can take what I need for
Ye-
our. Okay, so we have a motion, second, and let me think it. All right, do we have a second for the motion?
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Kimberly joined.
Aye.
Oh, okay. Hey, Kimberly.
Aye.
All right, so, see, it was approved. And as soon as you get me that, the information, I can process the certificate of appropriateness.
All right. Do I just email that to, I believe I had Abigail's email or? Okay. Thank you.
And you'll put it on, well, you know, forward me a copy of this. Okay. 230 Main Street.
Hi.
Sure, yeah, this is my dog's meeting.
Okay. So, yeah.
So,
Okay, so,
Thank you. Yes, great.
yeah, so you're not gonna see the fence because it's gonna be behind these arborvitae trees on the inside.
okay, and we can't take that into consideration because plants die. And if they're not maintained or they're removed. But. 4-foot high fence. Is it just this enclosure? Or?
Well, yeah, so it's this way, and that way. Right, up
Okay,
to- so this is your second garage,
okay,
that's the house, and then here is the patio. Right?
okay, and then there's the gate.
And so the gate would go right here. Right there, so we've created a safe space for the dog to roam around.
Okay. Let's see what the fence looks like.
And
We're not-
this is the neighbor's fence that
That's
it
correct.
runs up against, is
Yeah.
that the idea? Okay.
So the fence will be on the other side of those trees.
Or behind these trees and behind those trees. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, okay.
so you can see their fence right through there, right?
Yeah.
The whole.
Okay.
Yeah, be the only the visible section.
And so
As long as this was a-
of that is here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the gate, hang on. Where's the side plan?
gate is here.
It is gonna be off to the right. I know.
Yeah,
but it-
yeah, it's on Cedar. You won't be able to see it from there. You'll only see it from Cedar.
And, this is the gate that you want, the
Yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah. It's, but it's gonna be straight cut, not curved down on the sides. This is simple gate,
So
but
it's
painted.
not that little chamfered
Correct,
notch there.
correct. And without the diamond. But it'll be painted white to match what's there already.
And then the fence is this one or
This one,
this one?
this one.
Solid.
I mean, we're not particularly, don't really mind, but
I guess, question really is because we can have a stockade fence in the back, right?
Yeah, not in the front yard,
Yeah, to the front with,
per our standards, yep.
Okay, but I think that all of the fence as we see it is in the backyard, right?
yeah. I mean, technically, it's a corner property, so I don't know if there is a backyard or a side yard, but.
So the
I think this would be considered side or rear. I think the front is on Main Street,
Yeah,
but
would be considered typically on Main Street. Don't you agree?
so
Oh, this is this next to the town hall?
oh, right.
Okay,
so,
I remember the application, okay.
Yeah.
So I believe that the L-shaped fence is the front and then the side. It could be considered side and side, but it's not rear until it passes the rear of the house on the side. So from here back, that would be considered rear. And then this elevation, because it is a corner lot, I believe technically you have the same zoning offset as it would be a front lot, even though arguably it looks like the side of the house. And so, if that's it per zoning, I would also consider this a front elevation. So both this moment and this moment, I would think we need to treat, differently than the side fence. Sorry, Todd and Kim, I'm pointing at the map, but basically when we looked at this, I forget her name now, for the couple, he's British, they have a young son, the dog was gonna jump over the fence, they were looking to do a fence, yeah, Aries Place. And so
Yeah.
how high the fence could be and if it could be stockade. And we determined that part of what is the side yard, once it passes the house, is where it can become the taller stockade fence, because then it's part of the backyard. So that's what I'm pointing at here. And then from that point forward, and then on the facades that are planar to Cedar Street and Main Street, I believe would be treated as front yard fences. And
Well, the only part on Cedar Street is just the gate and the side and the wings of the gate, right?
Right.
it's a long opening, so it's gate and fence, right? The whole thing isn't an
Well,
open before.
this is the opening that we're talking about.
yeah. That's the gate.
So from here to here,
Yeah.
and that's a total of 4 feet.
No, that's a 4 feet high. Everything is 4 feet high.
So I think, oh, it's a double door
Yeah,
gate.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess I thought it was going under the house too, the
Well, there's right now, there's like, this sort of, pull down shade that comes down. That's either gonna be locked down or I'll just myself put some, something to stop the dog from getting through.
Well, this over here, the deck is this.
Yeah, that's right.
So in fact, the fence will go under the deck, right?
That's right. I mean, it'll just be like boards, right? Matching that.
I mean, I think the option could be to have it contiguous with this fence and the material if you wanted to do that. It's just
I'm not particularly fixated on the stockade, this one, I mean, I can do the other one as well, but. It just seems to me that. One or the other is probably not going to, I mean, I take your point that the trees can suddenly disappear, but. You know. I hope not.
I don't think, at least I don't have an issue with the fences and gates in any of the proposed locations. It's just about the design of them. And I worry as far as being consistent with everyone about allowing stockade if we don't allow it elsewhere. So
So what would you prefer?
pull up the guidelines, which I still haven't.
I have them open if
Great.
you want
Yeah,
to read.
awesome. Thanks, Todd.
Palisade or stockade fencing is not permitted in front yards. Rails and pickets should not be applied to outward facing sides of posts. In general, acceptable materials are wood and metal. Pressure treated wood may be used if painted and stained. Avoid undocumented, overly ornate designs. Obviously, this is not ornate. The fence should be no more elaborate than the trim elements of the house. Character of the fence should derive from the same period as the house. This is a pretty new house, so that's not really relevant. Non-perimeter fencing visible from public right of way, such as dog runs, enclosures for mechanical, yada yada, will be reviewed using the same criteria. That's pretty much it.
This is a pretty steep drop off. 1, 2, 3, 3-foot drop. Is that gonna be any problem as far as keeping your dog in, out on this?
4 feet, it's gonna be fine.
Okay. I think that, basically, you've got front yard or fences for the front yard on Cedar Street and Main Street. So I think that, let's start with this area here. I think that as far as the gate goes, I don't really have any.
But you like brownie to get through the rest of it.
Thank you, Jen.
Haha, Todd, we were offered brownies and you didn't get me because you're. You're kind of the style of it then.
Well, I think, yeah, I think, if you're willing to go with the stock with this system, and the thing that you have to keep in mind is that it's run from post to post. I think this is obviously a stockade fence, which our guidelines don't allow, right? So I think that we need to go with that.
The spaced picket.
For the space picket, over here. Now, I think what you need to do is you need to think this a little bit through. How wide is the path?
Oh, it's, I don't know off the top of my head, but I guess it's 10 feet, something like that.
This to here?
Yeah,
Right here?
yeah.
No, I'm talking about from here to here,
From there to there.
because that's where you're gonna have your gate, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think he's close, and this is 15, you're saying that's 10 there.
yeah, something like that. So it would be here. That's where the
Right,
gate is,
from that to that,
yeah.
and that's 15.
I mean, let's say 8 to 10.
I know, but
And this is gonna be less, obviously, this is.
yeah, because you're gonna put the gate where you have the paving.
Yeah, that's right, there's gonna be posts there and then there's gonna be gate.
Right.
Four posts, potentially, right? Center posts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we were talking about one or two, but I think that in essence, what we're talking about is this is going to be really like this. In other words, you're not going to have a gate under.
No, not.
Right.
But he does want you do want double doors.
I mean, you know, I think that's the idea, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, I don't think you're going to fit double doors.
I think the single door would probably be more appropriate though for the neighborhood, right, to not have too large.
Or we can do a single opening. one.
Yeah, I think that's why I was asking about the paving. Because basically the gate's gonna be in the paving.
Yeah.
And so, I think that, to me, just, it looks like it's about 4 foot. So, I guess the question
Yeah,
becomes,
if that's, I mean, I have to. I think if it makes more sense to have it just as one door swinging right or left, that's fine. I mean, I personally am not wedded to double gated door, something like that.
So you want a section of fence and then the gate and then a section of fence. Is that what you're saying, Al? That's,
Yeah, I mean, a very narrow section, right?
yeah.
yeah. Well, essentially, it's gonna run under the porch. And then on this side, it'll be, this is, let's say, 1 foot 18 inches.
Yeah.
You know, let's say the post is here, but an 18 inch
Yeah.
span, okay. So we're talking about this being over here, a picket fence. This would have to be a picket fence, even though
Which
it's,
the whole thing is a picket fence.
all right, the whole thing's a picket fence.
Yeah.
Now, what about this? Is this a fence or not?
Right.
That's 10 foot.
No, that's
So
just showing the distance to the road,
Dimension, okay,
to the Hoffman's access road.
right, okay, so basically it's this, and this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the, the application is for a fence. And the fence is going to be space picket
Mhm.
with a Dallas gate straight. With a single gate, between the garage or in the house,
The patio.
right? Do I have a motion for the,
Wood.
Yeah.
You're saying the Dallas gate, but the gate itself will be similarly ticketed, right? It won't be solid.
well, I mean, do we have any objection to a solid gate if that's what?
I would prefer a solid gate. Just for privacy.
In that stretch, it's pickets on either side though. I mean, for me, I assume the guidelines meant the whole stretch of the gate can't differ.
You want me to read the gate section?
Yep.
Gates define pedestrian entries as well as enclosed driveway entrances. Gates should be welcoming. In sub-applications, the purpose of the gate is to be restrictive, but care must be taken to minimize opacity and retain district character. Gates are subject to the same zoning height restrictions as fences. Gates should be of the same material as the fences they accompany, but they may incorporate other distinctive features. Where gates are set between masonry walls, wood or metal is acceptable. Gates may also be inserted between hedgerows where no fence or wall exists, or affixed to either wood or masonry posts. Gate post terminations, such as finials and the like, should be to scale with the gate. Hardware on gates and fences is reviewed as well.
So I'd say this does have to be picketed, the gate should be picketed as well.
Well,
Whatever.
I don't have any objection to it being solid. I mean,
Say to
It just doesn't
minimize
minimize
opacity.
opacity, it should match the surrounding fence unless it's like slightly
well,
different.
it's matched the material of the surrounding fence.
What,
Read that again?
I thought it said character.
Yeah,
Okay.
It
all
says gate, um, gates should be of the same material as is the fences they accompany, but they may incorporate other distinctive features. Where gates are set between masonry, wood, or metal is acceptable. That is basically it.
yeah, but it does, it minimize opacity. I think sort of what it means is there's a picture there, is like the gate can have an archway, or the gate can have like a sort of different door, but should be similar to the surrounding fence. I think that's what
So
we're saying too. So, yeah, so not opaque, picket gate.
I think it should match the rest of
Yeah.
the fence, yeah, and if you're choosing picketed, I think it should be consistent with.
Do you want to say
Yeah,
that?
this is
Yeah,
the image that's given where it articulates a bit more. I don't think the spacing of this example is the spacing that's required. I think you could do something that's less visible, less, I mean,
Let's see less space in between.
yeah, smaller spaces. So there's some
I
examples.
mean, the roller blinds that I have there, was that also approved? I mean, I could put a roller blind, I mean, yeah. I don't know. All right, okay, fine, we'll do whatever you want.
Well, the thing is that it can't, the gate can't, the gate can't be this. This framing, it's gotta be different because it's gotta hold its shape as it swings open. So there's gonna be like a cross or, a diagonal. Well, what keeps the shape?
The two posts on either side of the gate.
Okay, but when the gate is open,
So the way that the gate for this design, right? Smaller, or if the members are heavier, then additional structure would be required, but I don't think.
and what I'm saying is that fine, picket I understand that. But the thing is that the framing of the gate is gonna be different. I find that hard, yeah, because otherwise the door is not gonna hold its shape.
If you look at page 21, I think Kate and Lauren, there's an example where there's a diagonal member there for structural support. So that's pretty typical.
Yeah, here's some
Right.
other examples.
Sure.
So that has more articulation and is probably less transparent than this specific example. And then this is showing that cross bracing that was
Right.
just getting pointed out. So you could add some elements
So
that.
with something like this, that shape, I mean, I'll have to talk to my supplier, but I should be able to come up with something like that.
You know what the minimum like distance required?
Would it
for
be,
the picket?
if we were to use the same spacing as the fencing now, would that be sufficient for you?
Yeah,
As this image,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
It'll be braced, right? Cross
Right.
braced. Yeah, okay.
We can find out, that's a good question.
okay.
No, we'll use this then if you're good with that. That's okay. Yeah.
Do I have a motion on the application?
Motion to approve the application as modified.
Okay,
Mhm.
do I have a second?
And as modified is basically.
With the picket.
dramatic,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Picket
yeah,
gate.
with spaced picket all around.
All those in favor say aye. Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
okay, approved.
Thank you.
What kind of dog do you have?
That's great too.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one.
We really should be asking for an 8-foot fence.
No, but he's John.
Great Perry.
Yeah, he's Zeus, we're at 204 Main.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna lead up to another fence. Protect the dogs, but
But he's totally harmless. I mean, he won.
Yeah, there's.
exactly, Great Pyrenees.
Was rejected as a guard.
Fair.
So what's Martin, what are you doing? Great good lifestyle.
Like taking to the woods. Yeah.
Let me meet the people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what's next? This goes back to the building department?
Well, what's gonna happen is, this coming weekend, I will process a certificate of appropriateness and, I usually do that electronically. So I will, email that to you when I email it to the building inspector.
Okay, then on that basis, I can proceed and then the building inspector comes to make sure that I. Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Live.
Everyone. Todd,
Yes.
nice to meet you. I think,
Hi.
Abby, you have the PowerPoint as well. Sure.
Oh, that, yeah.
But
Great.
color version.
Thank you. Yeah, this is color.
I'll help hold it. Okay, so this is regarding a pool fence for 204 Main, so. Just for context, there's a picture of the property, so, it's basically, between B Street and, next one, Orchard Street. The main street exposure is very elevated and there's really no viewable anything from that vantage point, especially lower. So basically, if you flip to the property map pool fence, pool fence is effectively right, north part of the property. And virtually the entire property of any part that is exposed to the fence outside of Main Street, which again is very remote vantage point, can't really see anything, the property there. But basically everything is surrounded by other properties. So so this is Mountain Avenue, and you just have a slew of other properties there. So we did go ahead, so this was swapping out an existing fence. So the prior fence was very uneven, dilapidated. It was actually a safety concern for preventing the kids and the dog from entering and getting through the pool area. So it was a little bit presumptuous on our part, but we went ahead and changed it. It was a little gray as to whether or not we have to go through the HDRB board for the this whole process. But effectively, the prior fence was 6 feet tall. It was dilapidated, uneven, and had some significant damages overall.
I think this is an example of a fence that is clearly in the rear yard, right?
Yeah.
So it's fine if this is up to 6 feet high.
Yeah, so the new fence, in fact, is lower. So the new fence is kind of delineated between the prior and the new.
But this is the new fence?
No. So this is all the prior fence. So the new fence, you have a lot of pictures of the new fence, which was basically, yeah.
So
So
the white picket and.
yeah, so the white picket, we took that one down. The previous one, which was also broken down, and we changed it with 4-foot elevation one. 4-foot height fence, which is also, if you notice, it's a lot more straight. And virtually all parts of the fence, if you look at the property, are just, we basically moved some soil around just to even out and flatten it
Oh,
out.
but what's the solid one on this side?
Yeah, so that's the only solid part. It was previously 6 foot solid
And what is it?
in the past now, and now it's 6 foot solid fence as well. Yes, so that's the only part that is 6 feet is the north facing side. And the rest is 4 feet with these swooping 6 foot to 4 foot cascading patterns.
What is the material?
Material is synthetic. It's basically vinyl, yes. But it's really difficult. So first of all, there's a lot of high gust winds passing through the property. There's a lot of moisture, of course, coming from the pool and whatever have you. So it's a safety concern because the wood disintegrates pretty quickly over the seasons. So that's basically the reason why we changed it from the prior one, because it's just the dog and the kids constantly have access to those areas. But from a distance, it's really just, well, first of all, it's not even visible to any vantage point. It's only visible to the neighbors, really. And there's really two slivers on Mountain Avenue, which I captured, where you can see all the way to the back, the new pole fence Mountain Avenue views. You can see through the adjacent properties. You can see basically a little bit of it.
Strict rule that fences are wood and metal, and all of these neighbors seeing a plastic fence, and they might then think, oh, I'm allowed to build the plastic. I think it's a really.
So I did take
precedent.
this one. So I did take pictures of the neighboring fences.
Okay.
So the fence right down the hill is actually white vinyl, which is basically parallel to my pole fence.
Interesting.
Wait, this is on
The-
D Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this might have predated or
illegally
yeah,
installed.
but
I mean, really, my concern is that the aesthetic of this is not appropriate for just a historic property in general. I mean, if that's just like it's chicken coop fences for the most part.
Of their backyard fences.
Yeah.
yeah, oh, like well, some of these had maybe been installed before. I mean, that's
Before.
that one before the historic district was created, perhaps.
I'm not sure, but it's a mess back there.
This looks like
I
an
can't,
open.
if I took my lead from what was happening around me, I don't think that would be a very favorable outcome overall. And there's also, we're putting in the tree line as well, on the northern side. We started with adding the tree line. And again, I'm just a little bit unclear because it's not really viewable from most areas.
This is visible.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
why I
very
highlighted it.
visible,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, is the fence up now?
Yes.
Which, so you didn't have to get, how is it here now? Why has this come before us now?
Because I was told that I needed to go through the application process. Upon, it was my oversight because basically, I was changing an existing fence. And it was well within, I mean, it wasn't really adjacent to any of the properties. And based on my interpretation, it wasn't visible from, I mean, it's basically surrounded by other properties, so.
And so the building department told you need a permit and then you had to come here? That's I'm just trying to understand how. The process that happened
Well, I was told that it needs to be reviewed by you guys.
from the building.
Yes.
But for the height as well.
I'm sorry?
It says corner sweep.
No, it's 6 to 4 feet. It's not 6'4".
6-4 inches. I'm reading it as
The
6.
No,
The lowest
it's
part is 4 and the highest part is 6.
the absolute highest part is 6. That's missed.
Material. I'm vinyl fences for me are like,
I really wish you had come before.
I mean, okay,
Um,
I don't know. Others have anything to say that, I would have to vote, I mean, there's more than just me and Lauren, I would have to vote no on this.
Yeah. No, I tend to agree about vinyl fences.
I mean, like, there's a sentence in our guideline that says no vinyl is
Okay.
allowed.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate situation, obviously, like Lauren just said, that this was done prior, because we could have steered the ship right from the outset. I do empathize with you about the surrounding properties and the hodgepodge of fencing. I have a very similar situation at my house. I have 8 houses that abut, 4 on each side, abut my property, and a lot of stuff happening in backyards is dilapidated and chain link and a mix of various things that would not fly at all by our standards. Some of which certainly do predate the guidelines and the board a lot. Maybe some of which were put in without permission.
Yeah.
So it is I do empathize with that. It's an unfortunate situation. Because while it's not visible from Main Street, it is visible from the other streets through the yards. And our guidelines say no vinyl. So, I mean, I would defer, to a degree here.
so let me ask you about some remedies here. So I think if I were to cover the Mountain Avenue portion with something else that's like another kind of fence line that would obfuscate the vinyl, what would that do? Or is there any kind of remedy that can be done here?
Show me on plan what you're talking about, William.
It's the red line over here. So basically
Is
Mountain Avenue.
is that the tall?
Yeah, so all the picket stuff is not visible from anywhere. It's really just,
This part on Mountain Avenue, which is the.
yeah, it's really the mountain. So really all we're talking about, I think, for the most part is it's not the picket fencing, which is 4 feet tall and is definitively bordered and not visible from anywhere else. These are all pictures taken on my property with surrounding fence lines. So the only relevant vantage points that are in discussion here are what is visible through the other neighbors' properties. So this is Mountain Avenue, and if you pierce through that, past whatever these situations are here, what these kind of not picket, metal, whatever you want to call them, fences. You see the straight 6-footer. So to the extent I can cover that up with wood or something, or a facade of sorts.
I just I don't feel comfortable approving that, because then in a sense, we are still approving a vinyl fence, which is not, which goes against our rules, and we can't.
But again,
do that for everyone, it's just.
can we agree that the parts that are visible are the issue here? The picket parts and the other parts of the vinyl fence are not visible from any other point. That is, the main part is only the north side of the property. I'm happy to give you guys a tour, but I think.
Right. I'm just thinking of structurally about how that would be achieved, and if it's applied, if it's offset, it becomes technically fussy, and I think then the height as well, it needs to be 6 feet, but not over, and this fence is already 6 feet, and then depending on the sight line where you're standing, so you might sort of see the vinyl still above. It just, to me, as an architect who doesn't deal with, the technical all that often, but it feels, I mean, there's Lauren's bigger point, but it just to achieve what you're looking for, I don't do that. It would be as simple as, I like the thinking, but I don't see it. As
I
being
could swap out the
transformative.
panels, the vinyl panels with something else, if that's,
I mean, at that point, I then just would do the posts too and just get it right.
yeah,
'Cause
sure.
the posts are, presumably it's not vinyl, there's like a metal, well,
Yeah, well, they're wooden posts that are just,
So the wooden post?
something to hold, because
the structure is wood.
to hold it. The proposals,
Right, could we leave the post? and
the
then-
one layer of, one
Yeah.
one
I
of the
mean, I
four
can-
sides is wood and the other three is vinyl, is what you're suggesting.
Yeah, but that's not, again, that's not visible. And nobody's really I mean, the people that are taking cues really have, I don't know, just, I don't know what to say about the adjacent fences.
So what we're talking about is replacing the tall fence,
This part.
yeah, with a one.
Or covering it, I mean, there's some other kind of, I can propose some solutions with that, where it would just be another, I mean, there's plenty of, I think there's at least 10 feet or 15 feet in some cases, to the adjacent property. So there's definitely things that can be done, that would, or even putting another line that's just wooden fence.
You're
Well-
still looking at,
I mean, even the existing, because portion of the fence has these little pickets above it.
Mhm.
And then, further on down, it's solid. So, even the tall vinyl fence is not consistent all the way across. I think my preference, or I would think that if we're gonna replace it, if there's going to be a wooden fence there, it should replace the existing rather than trying to somehow salvage the.
Well, but again, it's, if you just have another facade fence that's independent within 2 feet of it, that completely blocks out everything.
I think,
Except how tall would it have to be?
yeah, because there's grade changes and.
There's no grade change. It's a plateau that extends for another 4 or 5 feet. There's space where,
No, I mean grade changes across, like from Mountain Avenue to this fence, whether it's down or up, you'll be seeing it from different purviews, so. And then it feels like a Band-Aid that's aesthetically not, like I'm not,
And then it still makes us approve a vinyl fence, which is. Our rules. I mean, I feel for you, I would.
I'm trying to work towards something usable here, because quite frankly, if I had to put in a wooden fence, I'm just not gonna do it. Like, it's gonna be very wasteful, and it's just not a good material to work with.
Well, we have composite materials that we have approved other than vinyl.
Okay.
Was it AZAC? And I'm trying to think of what was the one other.
Like the Burrell, the fly ash composites that are paintable composites, or hardy board type materials.
Already board, right?
Yeah, so I can consult with switching out, again, the 6-foot panels that are very visible. I can look into something that I could swap with, that is a composite or wood or metal, not sure what would,
But we definitely approve wood and metal.
okay.
Right, and also, we have approved, Boral, AZAC, and what was the other one?
I think the Burrell is like it's like a fly ash composite material. I mean, I think metal would be
Hardy board.
astronomically expensive if you want privacy there, right? So you're looking for as much coverage with the fence as you can get. To create really thick metal posts would be
Yeah, it would seem off, especially for a pool fence.
Yeah.
And that, and also, these other composite materials can be painted white, which would match the vinyl, the rest of the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to research some solutions for that, either swapping the panels or complementing it with something that is more appropriate.
Well, what do you mean by complimenting?
So again, I still have to research what that would entail. So either modifying what's in existence so that the only thing visible from the outside purview is not vinyl, or just swapping out the panels.
Now, if I remember correctly, isn't Orchard Street, you can, is the elevation of Orchard Street higher than?
Yes.
Right.
There is in fact so yeah, I think in one of the pictures here. Yeah, so if you look, this is over here, this is the fence, and there's about a 6 to 8 foot drop. So Orchard is elevated upwards about 6 to 8 feet. This is, I think the elevation change is, yeah, it's about 10 feet, but the elevation here for the pool is 195. And the highest spots, which are more aligned with where Orchard sits, is at least 205. So really, just by the fall of the land, you can't really see anything there. And then basically on B Street, there's
But if the elevation's higher and you're over here, then certainly if somebody's standing on the higher elevation is going to be able to see your pool.
No, because the properties are set pretty, so there's
Well, I see the
pretty deeply
properties,
set properties.
but the thing is that even between the properties, you're going to catch glimpses of what you have.
I mean, this is genuinely all I saw, and I did, a whole tour around the block. Happy to revisit that. But there's tree lines, the properties are, set back quite a bit, and they're pretty densely packed as well with driveways and whatever have you. So again, I think mostly the northern part is really the only vantage point where you have any clearance to the fence.
All right. Do you want us to take a vote on this?
On, as it stands now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming it's, I know the answer.
Okay, yeah, it's not gonna fly. All right, so, getting past that, I think that, am I correct, since the low picket fences are not visible, we're not gonna worry about them. Even though they are vinyl.
I mean, if that's not in our purview, I think we can take a walk around the block, right? The leaves are basically down now, so
We should probably go see.
if there's any concern.
Right, but definitely, we do know that the high stockade fence is something that needs to be addressed. So the question of how that is addressed, I think that the consensus seems to be that putting something in front of it or somehow trying to mask it, I don't think is going to me, I would have a hard time voting for that.
Okay.
So if you want to explore options, I mean, we do, like I said, there are composite materials that we have approved that certainly would be less or more rot resistant than wood. And they can be obtained in fences, but I'll leave that up to you to figure out what works best for you. right?
Yeah, and then if you wanna come back, do some research and come back for the. next-
Yeah, so I'll propose, you know, either plan A or a few options within plan B.
Right.
I think, you know, I took a quick glimpse and there are some options that look very natural, but we'll run that through the ringer.
So next month?
Yeah, sure. I mean, visible, so I want to take care of it.
And for the materials we do December for December 8th. Is that what we said, December 16th meeting?
That's their Tuesday of the month.
Okay. All right, and, you know, happy to have you guys over at this time.
Okay.
If anything. It's already out.
Yeah, I'll walk my dog around there and just.
Yeah.
All right, here's the thing. If 3 of us get together, it's considered a meeting. And that would have to be.
Walk our dog.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Appreciate your input. Thank you.
Oh, you have a representative here for 7 Cedar Street.
That's all we do.
Yeah, my in-laws, I'm helping them out. They told me to appear tonight. And turns out that the fellow is not here, so I don't know how they got this date. It was submitted to the building department.
Right.
Um,
I mean, it's open. Everyone is free to attend. Typically, when applications come before the board, a referral is required, but you're still free to be here.
right,
Yes.
so I have to wait for the referral to come down, or?
Not quite sure what the formalities are. Do you guys typically discuss potential projects anyway, or?
Like a workshop?
Well, what's the scope of their work?
Wait, just.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start them. Yeah, I don't want to.
So many things we haven't done yet.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but in general, the scope of.
Well, I'm just, I mean, you know, for example, if it's, you know,
I'm gonna make the front of the house look like the front of the house.
okay. All right, so then it's a change.
Yeah, because we're gonna put the apartment downstairs for my mother. She can't, it's an upside down house.
Okay,
So that's what you have now, and that's what I'm proposing.
all right, that's gonna require a full meeting, so.
Okay. So we just wait for the referral to come from the building department, because we submitted everything. And that's where, I don't know how they got tonight's date and gave it to them, you know, that's where I'm.
Well, I mean, our dates are published online.
Maybe they knew
So
they had
maybe
to
they
come
knew we had a
here and
meeting.
it's just.
Yeah, I don't know if they got it from the building department when they submitted everything.
His materials are.
So all your, so there's, seeing anything you submitted to the building department will be great, and then there's additional requirements that we need, and so if you have that, and you can give it to Abby, even I guess if the referral hasn't happened.
Well, I learned a lot tonight just listening, that's why I was sticking around, you know, to try and
Cool.
speed things up for everybody. All right, I'll see where we're at with the building department.
Okay.
Everything is being repurposed, the windows and everything, so Just some notes. it's blue.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
It's vinyl,
Sorry, what's the address?
7
Cedar.
Cedar Street,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and just in case you're curious or there is some point of interest that you need to resolve, our guidelines are in fact on the internet, on the village website.
Okay.
So you can look up pretty detailed as far as the information that they have and what's allowed, what's not allowed.
We're allowed to repurpose windows
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's
pretty-
basically,
Very detailed, yeah,
yeah,
what you can do. and
they
not
just
do.
put a new roof on, so we're just gonna match the same shingles on the little covered porch. All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ongoing violations.
So I think I sent all of you the village board monthly meeting minutes or from our
Mhm.
board. So that's kind of setting up building our case for another letter from us at some
Right.
point, which I was gonna start drafting, but then I thought this is a perfect example of something we should be talking to the attorney about.
Okay,
And what,
and
how.
the attorney, let me write this down so I don't schedule.
It's over here, December 1st at 7 PM.
December 1st.
Yes, and there's the Google Doc
Okay,
with questions that I would like to send to him by the end of the week.
okay,
So if anybody has any more questions to add, now is the time. Because I think it would be good for him to have it a couple weeks in advance, right? So he can be prepared.
Lauren, you mean the asking the attorney how we can handle violations in general and more specifically the fine, instead of just writing the trustees a letter saying, can you institute a policy, yada yada, ask him what we can do, given what the
Well,
code
yeah,
says.
just say
and
like,
we're
what are we capable of doing at this point? And
Yeah.
if we need to get more clarity from the village board, I think it would be a good idea to talk to him first.
Yeah. And I feel I do think it's extremely important that after we talk to him and he gives us guidance, that we do express to the board our desire for some sort of formalization of this process and when fines can start to be instituted. Last meeting we talked, I think, kind of threw around a 90-day from the issuance of the violation sort of thing, whether it's that or it's something else. I think that
Sure, yeah.
that's super important.
okay, take a look at the village ordinance, chapter 64. Because it has a whole section under for enforcement, or the section for enforcement is there in its entirety, and it's not all that long because realistically, we don't have very much power as far as enforcing our decisions.
Well, that's why I think we need to express to the village board of trustees that we would like there to be some kind of formal system in place to enforce them,
Yeah,
right?
and I think that's what I want to check with the lawyer first is like,
Right.
it says there's some kind of enforcement. Do we actually have that enforcement? Because if not, we're gonna ask the village to.
Because we can't impose a fine.
No.
The village board of trustees can.
Right.
Right.
We can't issue a stop work order, the building inspector does. So all of our actions are through other groups.
Right.
Now,
Lucky us.
what we can do, and this is something that we should probably talk to like you said, talk to the attorney about, but before the meeting, do take a look at the village ordinance.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Todd drafted that first letter, you had looked at the ordinance, like you cited.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that, what we can do is we can request, action on the part of either the building inspector or, the board of trustees.
Mhm.
It would, I
But-
mean,
Yeah, 64-16 is penalties for offenses. This chapter shall be enforced by the code enforcement officer. No building permit shall be issued until all applicable provisions of this chapter have been observed. Any alteration to any improvement in the district that has not been reviewed by the review board or does not comply with the C of A or economic hardship shall be issued a notice to remedy violation, and the code enforcement officer shall notify the village attorney for possible imposition of penalties as stated in this section. B, any person, firm, or corporation, including any owner, lessee, contractor, or agent, yada, 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 shall be subject to a penalty of not more than $500 for each day the offense exists and shall be liable to restore the improvement to its condition prior to the violation. Restoration shall be to the satisfaction of the review board. C, in addition, any said violator of this chapter may deem to be a disorderly person subject to prosecution in accordance with the terms, provisions, and penalties of New York state law. D, the mayor and board of trustees may also enforce this chapter by injunction. So you are correct. The board of trustees and the code enforcement officer is who can enforce this, but you know, this says $500 a day. We need a framework.
How does that
I
happen?
think we are in agreement that we are not asking the trustees to fine everyone $500 a day. We need a framework to get to that point.
Yeah.
Right.
So when someone says, oh, well, this sounds difficult, I may not just do it at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that, actually, someone basically said that today, we can say, okay, just heads up, like generally this is what's gonna happen if you don't do it.
Yeah, and I think that's very important, you know, for moving forward, since there have been so many violations in recent months that we have kind of come up with, that, you know, the onus is on us to submit the violation to the trustees and
Right,
to the code enforcement officer, and we do that formally in writing in our monthly report, and then there is a timestamp on when they are notified of the violation, right? So then if we ask, say, can we do a 90-day, whatever we collectively come up with the village attorney, you know, they are on notice, formally certified mail for 90 days, or 120 days, whatever we decide.
right. And the thing is that, all of the violations that we have identified, I would say 75% of them have not been modified or changed in any way. So I think that, we certainly can go to the Board of Trustees and to the building inspector and say, you know, we got a problem.
Yeah. One of the things that we had in the monthly report was that, I'm forgetting the address, but on Main Street where the Foundry Rose is now, that we now have board members have supplied photographic evidence that the windows had been modified.
So we're told like,
And so what the
True.
applicant said at the meeting and presented to us was actually false information. So we said that we would write a new letter to them with the evidence saying that that wasn't true. And then, I don't know, take it from there, but
Yeah, well, I think that all becomes part of the specific back and forth on, as far as that applicant goes.
right. But that's something we have to do. And I guess if you wrote the first letter, I'm assuming you would want to write the redo of that.
Okay,
Um,
well, all right. You're talking about the Foundry
windows.
Rose, right?
yeah, the windows really.
Okay. And I wrote that letter?
Good. Well, it was after they came and then you wrote a letter. I cited it in the minutes, but, or not minutes, whatever, the report, yeah.
Well, okay, well, that's Pagonis, right? He's the
No,
owner?
no, that's, oh, I don't know. We don't know who the owner is. We had the applicant, which was the Foundry Rose, because they are the ones that did the alteration.
Okay, because I do think, I think it's Pagonis, but anyways, speaking of Pagonis, what's the story as far as his application goes?
You go swear.
One Depot,
Yeah, when
it
we,
was just unavailable for the workshop that was scheduled.
And then they never did anything else, right?
I can follow up and see. I would have probably preferred for them to be here to hear the date, but I didn't want any additional confusion.
all right, we'll find the date. Let's go ahead and keep that one moving. Because we have enough things on our plates.
Yeah,
We're
the
flowing.
image, just, I'm gonna send this to everybody, but the image that, because this is when I took all those photos of the district, which was last year. It's from November 11th of 2024. And that's the image that shows, you know, that those windows that are currently there were not there 1 year ago.
Okay. All right, so the legal training is scheduled for December 1st, 7 p.m.
So I'm sorry, I actually meant to send this email. There is court scheduled for December 1st. And typically, give me 1 second, I'm gonna see. It says 6 to 7. I don't know if the 7 is guaranteed, and they typically use both rooms.
Okay,
Well, I think it might, sorry,
that's okay.
I think it might depend on the kind of court that they're having. But it's safe to say that they're using both rooms. I can double check tomorrow. But
Are we
typically
allowed
it's at the
to meet
lawyers.
at like the library or something, or do we have to meet here?
Boards have met at the library before, yeah.
Could we meet at the
Planning
library?
board
We could
has-
ask for the
we can-
downstairs room or something.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I know the president of the library, so we can talk him into it.
I mean, I think
Or
we
do
can just
we
request
wanna-
that room, meeting room at the library, right?
Do we want to just reschedule the library?
Let me confirm the ending time
All right,
tomorrow just to avoid, and then,
It might make it go faster if they have to get out of here. No.
no.
Okay.
All right,
all right, then let
I
me
mean,
know,
could we
because,
make it at 7:30?
I don't know when they're going to end.
Oh,
It says
right.
6 to 7 on here, but I
Okay.
cannot bet on.
Okay, so just confirm and then let us
Yeah,
know. and
absolutely.
We'll take it from there.
I mean, if we want to do the library, we can, I'm pretty sure we can do the library.
Okay.
But, you know, what we ought to do is pick one,
Mhm.
so that we're not bouncing around.
If you'd be so kind, just 12, 16 hours, I can confirm that in an email and just
Okay, confirm what? That we're-
their ideal ending time, like when they're absolutely gonna be out of here, just so you guys have it's just more comfortable.
Right,
You guys are familiar with this environment. So.
all right, so let me know tomorrow,
Mhm.
and, otherwise, I'll talk to the library people, to the librarians. Okay. Finish uploading the design standards to the website.
Yeah, I just was thinking that we should do something about that, because I know Kate made a Windows worksheet like
A
a
draft of
year and
a-
a half ago,
Yeah,
or something, and
draft of a
you know, there
slide.
still are, you know, I think there's missing information about stone
Like-
walls, I remember, you know, there's like a reference to it, but it doesn't exist, so I think we should tighten all of that up, so, I
Well-
thought of forming a committee and people getting on it would be a good idea.
Well, I guess as far as finishing it up, I thought that we were done except for some appendices.
Yeah, but they're not done.
Right.
And
So it's just getting it finished and then uploaded to the website so that if people have questions,
Well,
they're there.
okay, because if I remember, all right, let me take a look. What do we have right now on the website?
I can't access the internet today, so I've just only been.
For example, I know the stone wall section is not there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have access to it. Maybe
But-
can one of
I
you guys
remember
tell
trying
us?
to look it up for the chapel when they were considering a renovation, that was non-existent.
All right, let me
There
look.
are probably more. And it would be good to have Kate's window worksheet, you know, finalized and also uploaded.
What do you want finalized?
Remember the Windows worksheet that Kate put
Oh,
together? Like
the
a
window
long
sheet
page?
that, well, yeah, I mean, that can be added on as, you know, I guess. I don't know if there's any standard forms appendix that, we have where we can add that, or maybe that gets added into the window, section.
When you click on the village website, when you click Cold Spring Historic District Design Standards, it brings you to another page where there are bullet pointed links. There are currently 5. Design standards, resource guide 1, 2, 3, and 4 are linkable to PDFs that can be downloaded. So where that leaves us is, the resource guide 5, which is materials conservation paint, 6, stone masonry, 7, sustainable building design and historic preservation, and 8, helpful resources. Those 4 are not complete. Al, I know this was like such a multi-year process, and at this point it's been done for several years, and I think that we got it over the finish line um, because we kind of took these other things off the plate. To be completely honest with you, I don't know whether you feel the same, but I think we may have to respectfully ask Sean if he can, if he has is able to help us a little bit, because I know that Lloyd was liaising with the designer and that was its own excruciating process, but I was not I
Well,
was really involved in like the text portion of it. And so if these are like existing Microsoft Word documents that need to be just copy edited or completely flushed out, I don't remember, but I think Sean was maybe
all
in
right,
charge of it.
let's go through each one at a time. What's the next one that needs to get done?
5 is resource guide 5 is selected guidance on material conservation paint.
Okay, so in other words, that's a chapter on paint,
Yeah.
which I don't know if we even had a draft of that.
That's what I mean. I don't either. I mean, I don't. I entered while this was already well underway, so I don't know whether this stuff was like being pulled from the old guidelines or rewritten entirely. I don't know.
So it sounds like we don't need Sean to do any work. We just need a quick meeting for him to
Yeah.
say, yes, it exists and this is the state, like give us.
Right. Or it doesn't exist at all and we wrote it from scratch or whatever. Yeah.
What is Sean?
Sean, yeah.
Well, but Sean wasn't the one that was doing it.
Well, he
who's
was the
guy?
vice chair while the entirety of while this was being done, no?
Yeah, but the guy who's doing the design standards was
Lloyd.
Lloyd, yes.
Yeah, but he was Al. I
Did
mean,
he?
Sean
Do
was
we
way more
know?
on top of all of this than Al was. Al was liaising with the designer, but
No,
Sean was
no, no, no. The thing about the designer was that we were using his name as and a lot of uh, the sketches and images that were in the original document, and that's what he was liaising about. And it was something which was, needed to get done because there was an issue of copyrights.
okay.
Um, but the thing is that he's the one who kept all of the files. And so I guess the question is that did we get all of Lloyd's files? And is Lloyd still in Cold Spring?
Ooh. To answer some of these questions, could we have like a couple people look into this?
Sure.
Like, we could start with just somebody combing through the database and seeing what's in there, looking for this stuff.
What database?
Sorry,
The
not
Google
database,
Drive.
the Google Drive.
Yeah.
And looking through.
You want me to do that? I can do that.
You wanna do that?
And then I'll see how far I get and.
Okay, all right, after paint, what is there?
Yeah, it's paint, then it is masonry is number 6. Number 7 is sustainable building design.
Okay,
And
well, masonry is something which I think that we had some versions of that because as a matter of fact, I remember seeing some images where they were talking about different types of masonry construction, so. That
I photographed, yeah, I photographed everything for the whole design standards, and everything is, all of my photographs are organized on Google Drive. And you know, there's a folder for masonry, there's a folder for wood, there's a folder for railings, there's a, you know, that's all organized. It's the text that we are, I think, you know, mostly need to
Yeah.
track down.
Okay, what's the next one?
Sustainable building design and historic preservation.
Okay, that's a very,
Broad.
well, it,
Maybe Kate Wood would write us a section on that.
I mean, maybe we could just take a preservation brief
Yeah.
and stick it in there.
Yeah. The last one is called helpful resources.
okay, which is basically a sort of a bibliography, which is what we're
Yeah.
doing with the library, because that's what we sent to them, a bibliography of resources.
Books to have on hand.
Well, we sent it to them, and the question becomes that we should start shifting data there. I will generate a outline, and because we have the worksheets for each of the buildings, and we do have 5, right? We have 5. We started with the big, everybody did their own buildings. So we have 5 for, as far as the buildings go. And, you know, Kimberly, this is where we need to talk about getting some assistance from Haldane.
Mhm.
We should, you know, talk to them and see if we can get some eager young minds interested in getting involved in historic preservation.
At that chamber breakfast, Kim, the principal was talking about Haldane Works and all the other
Mhm.
options, yeah.
Yeah. No, I reached out to them about that to get somebody.
Okay, the other thing is that separate from that should be files of resources like photographs. Because we're not going to be able to include photographs, or not very many, maybe 1 or 2 photographs in the building files. So that means that, for example, the photographs that you took, you know, we should probably prepare a listing of the libraries, a listing of what is in a folder. Todd, in other words, you've got a bunch of photographs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you come up with a list of what is on that file? Because we can ship that entire file over to the library for, you know, so that it's made available to the public.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know I have some photographs from Jan Thatcher. I also have some I guess copies of postcards that have street scenes, which I can also send to them. All right.
Yeah. I did just on the drive, there is a 70-page Word document, which is the full standards from what I can tell. And a lot of that is resource guides, of which there are way more than 7. So I think it was like, maybe there was talk of combining some to try to lessen the scope, but there is a lot of text there. So I will email that to everybody.
Okay. Anybody have anything else? A minute's backlog.
Nothing for this meeting,
You what?
nothing for this meeting.
All right.
Where? Yeah, okay.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Night.
Sorry, it's not,
Can I-
it's just not.
Can I do it on the, can I touch the screen when it does it? or no? Can I try it? Is it one of those? Ah. Do I press pause?
All right, up in your personal space. Look at the visual.